Alright, I made this video 3 times and I keep changing stuff. I mean, look at this though. Look at this. This looks crazy. So, all these pieces are made up of one of these. And it's not too heavy, which is amazing. Because, less material, but with as much support as possible. I mean, it's perfect. So I know this looks crazy, but let me explain how this works. So this is just kind of extra pieces, and just how I laid out, like maybe some additional support, kind of just add a little bit rigidity, just a little bit. I don't think it'll be much. It doesn't really weigh too much. I mean, I think the benefit of adding at least this piece and this piece is big enough of a difference to add it. I believe so. I'm not positive. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But the point is, I cut that piece in half. So I have this long piece and this other long piece, so 48 inches each. And I cut a little notch at an angle so it can sit like that. And I tapered off the edges. So, yeah, the last video I recorded that you're never going to see because I'm going to delete it because it's old news because I already changed my mind is I wasn't going to taper it for the prototype, but I realized like the amount of benefit you'll get from doing that is pretty substantial. What? I hear knocking. Anyway, because all this extra material that will be here from being like 1.5 inches makes no sense. It's just adding weight and it's not going to like do anything structurally. So I cut that off and I'm like, okay, now I got some nice pieces left, and I can kind of tame the issue that I feel like, I don't know if it is an issue or not, but maybe over here, this empty area, if there will be any flex here. I don't really think so, because like once I glue this down and it's solid, this is going to be basically like stretching this out, but kind of not really at the same time. So I might as well, I'm just adding like, something to influence it to not want to move. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Whatever. This, I believe, will be really important. I think it will add like so much of the rigidity back, because this is thin. When you have the driver, which it's like this much is on contact with this, the point of vibration is small. Like it's going to basically affect this area the most, and then everything else will be kind of a reduced version of that. So alright, somebody called me, so now I have to edit this video. Oh my gosh, so much work. So, what was I saying? The point of this block is I spread out like from that tiny point to this whole block, and it's attached to this very well because it's going to be glued from here and there and kind of everywhere in this piece, and it's going to have a wider surface area. So like, instead of the small point affecting like this kind of general area, this big block is kind of like affecting this whole area more. Does that make sense? Like you think about a cone on a speaker, the reason they're shaped like a cone, if it was flat, it would just be kind of flimsy. The cone gives it so much rigidity. You see? Because this stuff is like flexible. It's not rigid, but like it's rigid in one axis, and this is taking advantage of that. So it's wrapping around and it becomes solid. Like if you make this out of like carbon fiber, it would be extremely rigid. But if you just had it like flat carbon fiber, it's going to be bendy. So that's the whole kind of premise here, is like this is kind of like the structural going out like that. Yeah. I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to give you like a crazy explanation. You just got to bear with it. But I'm going to glue this up like this. I think it looks awesome. I'm not gonna paint it black because this is laminated, and I might have a problem with gluing this down because, I mean, it's plastic. It's not gonna stick well with wood glue. So I might find something in the shop, some kind of really good glue for that. Not sure. Kind of worried about that a little bit, but it'll be fine. Another thing I worry about is I'll have to cut a hole here for a tweeter, and I think that's enough room, but I'm not sure. I can't be sure. And I don't know if I want to just have the tweeter on top of the panel like this. I don't know if that's going to be correct phase or if I need to inset it. I honestly don't know the answer to that. But I think for the simplicity, I think I'm going to just put it on top like it's there, you know. Even though it's probably not correct, it's better half flush, but if I do that, I'll have to cut a hole here, and then I'll have to have another block of wood with a different size hole, and it would be like kind of too complicated for me right now to make. In the future, I'll definitely consider that, but for right now, I need to just get it done, get it testing, get it functional, you know, whatever, blah blah. So I have 2 panels. I need to do this whole crazy thing tomorrow as well. I don't know if I'll do it today. I'm kind of tired, want to go home, make some food. So yeah.